Hello there! Once again, this is Anton from Anton Will Obey, and today I was just going to take a quick look at one of my favorite comics, probably of all time, from the 90s, definitely, is the Maxx. I used to have quite a few of these, and I used to love the show from MTV. It was like a movie, basically, that they played in episodes, but I was just always fascinated by this character. I was always fascinated by the art. The artist, Sam Keith, one of my all-time favorites. He has a definitively weird style. You'll see it in everything he does. There's a similar weirdness to it. Anyway, I got the Maxx #1. I got a couple of each, so I thought I would just kind of pop them open to kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. He always did extremely weird boxes of everything. And this was during the 90s, of course. There was characters like Spawn and stuff. So this like scratchy, dirty style was pretty much in vogue. But the Maxx took that to a different level, definitely. And there's one of my favorite spreads from the entire book. That panel right there. That is some gorgeous stuff. If you don't know anything about the Maxx, yeah, wow, that's really hard to explain. I don't know if you can really sum up the Maxx in a description. I'll try. The Maxx is a homeless guy who looks like this, except when he falls into the dream world, the Outback, where he looks like this. And this is the Leopard Queen, and he fights and protects her, and, you know, he's her hero and all these things. But in the real world, this is Julie, his social worker, who bails him out of jail because he gets thrown in jail a lot because he's a crazy vigilante guy. I used to have a lot of the Image ones, and then IDW reprinted them. And they are exactly the same on the inside, but they have given them new covers. So this is issue #2, and this is issue #2. This is the original cover. And this comic makes my top 50, and it probably makes my top 5 comics. It's a really good book, one that I have always really enjoyed. It has fantastic art in it. In the midst of all these other craziness things, you've got her weird uncle, Mr. Gone, who jumps in and out of the real world and the fake world, the dream world. And this looks like issue 3. I also have the original cover of issue 3. These IDWs, I'm trying to think. I think it was, what's the name of that store? It started carrying these things a lot. Hastings bookstores carried IDW Maxx stuff and clearanced out a lot of them. That's where I got a lot of these. But you can see he's in the normal world one minute. He's in the mystical Outback the next. Which is full of all manner of weird creatures, and it just goes back and forth, and there's a lot of humor to it. It may not look like it, but there is a lot of funniness, a lot of grisly violence too. This Chung 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 in the background, this is in a lot of it. This is to represent that Maxx has a headache, and that goes on all the time when Maxx has a headache. And I always thought that was crazy type stuff to put in a series. There's the IDW issue 4. Like I said, I don't like the IDW covers. There's the original issue 4. See, he's just a big purple homeless guy. And at some point we get the side character Sarah, who I've always appreciated this character. Great character. I have duplicates. There's #5. I can't remember, yeah, this one's like a whole Dr. Seuss issue, basically. The whole story is in rhyme. Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. I have issue 6. Looks like I got 2 of those. Like I said, I just kind of grab these whenever I see them because I'm never sure exactly which ones I have. But this features a character, I can't remember where from. Oh, duh. From Savage Dragon, because he's in this. He's tracking down a character called Mako, which is a giant shark man. So very similar to King Shark in that aspect. And I totally thought that was great. I just thought it's an awesome looking character. Series did not run terribly long, but it did have a few good guests. Issue 7, you get Pitt, crossover with Pitt. He has a nice like rolling fight with Pitt until Julie gets after them. But it is so hard to even try and comprehend what's going on with the book sometimes. You're basically dealing with multiple realities, multiple, I don't know, mental disorders, I guess, is what you'd call it. As different people deal with different stuff. But crazy looking panels, crazy looking art. Very, very good. Got copies of number 9, number 10. There's like a, this is the Dead Rabbit story. That one was a tough read. They cover in the movie. It's a traumatic life experience that she had when she was little, but they cover it in the book. Maxx number 11, IDW, and I don't know if I got any more original Image ones left. But eventually, Julie kind of comes to the conclusion that her and Max's relationship is not healthy. She's trapping him in her weird dream world. He can't be free. He's stuck there. And so I think in issue 20 is basically when she leaves. They separate. Oh, I always love the hoolie. This thing is a hoolie. But she leaves, and that basically ends the Maxx, and then the Maxx, I think, takes over in Sarah's Outback. Now, I don't have any issues of that. My whole follow with the book ends when Julie leaves, and the Maxx, basically, Maxx and Julie separate, and that's the end of his adventures in her Outback. And that's pretty much where my series and my following of it stopped. I know it went on a bit longer, but I'm not really sure how much. And this is the last issue I ever got. I never followed it any further. But the art is just nuts. The story doesn't really make a lot of sense. Trust me, I've read it a lot of times. I've watched the movie a lot of times. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it doesn't have to. It's a comic book. It just has to be fun. And it is definitely fun. Definitely a good read. If you can find them on the cheap, I definitely recommend this series. Snag them. They're an acquired taste, but one that I definitely always loved. One of the few cartoon or comic book characters I learned how to draw repeatedly, and I had big double X's on everything. I mean, I filled a lot of sketchbooks with the Maxx. So anyway, that's my story. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys later. Bye.